All right, welcome to this weekend market analysis. In fact, last week was one of the best trading week in terms of market momentum. The market was very alive as earlier predicted in last weekend market analysis. If you were not able to make money, well, it was entirely your fault, just like it was entirely our fault. We missed a lot of trading opportunities last week. We just finished reviewing the chart, maybe because we were still setting up to take up full-time trading. Well, I feel the future is very bright with the kind of momentum that we have seen, and we hope this is going to be sustained. All right, okay, so if you didn't trade, just like we didn't trade, don't you worry, be patient. It is even important not to risk your money where you are not really sure of. The assurance I am going to give to you here is that things are really going to get better as we are going to be looking for frequent trading opportunities. All right, the frequency of trading is actually going to be more better or increased than before. Okay, all right, now the EU is has said bye-bye to the UK. What next? What's really going to happen next? We have seen that the UK is now out of the European Union, and so we should be expecting some different turn or some different twist in the market. We hope momentum will come back just like we have seen last week, and so let's be very active, let's be very vigilant as we will be taking more trades from now on. Okay, all right, let's look into the forex factory economical calendar to see those high impact news announcements that are scheduled for this upcoming trading week. We have quite a lot. You can see them. It's going to be a heavy trading week from Monday to Friday, coupled with the NFP. All right, the employment data for the Canadian dollar and the American dollar. These are heavy news announcements. We also have interest rates with employment data for the Australian dollar and the New Zealand dollar. Okay, interest rate right there, employment data right there, Australian dollar, New Zealand dollar. So in fact, it's going to be a very heavy trading week, very loaded, and so we need to be very active to see how we can catch these trading opportunities. All right, in all, you have to keep these news announcements, these news items on your radar to be very careful not to be caught up in the web of those news announcements. Let's now look into the charts and analyze the pairs one after the other. There are so many pairs, but we are just going to pick a few and conduct our analysis for this upcoming trading week. The first pair is the euro against the American dollar. I just want to take you from top down, all right? From let's analyze the pairs using the top bottom approach from the monthly time frame to the lower time frame, maybe the 4 hours time frame. Okay, maybe the 4 hours time frame. That is what we are going to do now. So let's begin with the euro against the American dollar. This is the monthly time frame. Now in the monthly time frame, we can obviously see that price came down nicely, then gave us some type of range here. Okay, I just want to give you some historical analysis of this pair. Now it came let me just take back this line. Okay, take back this one as well. All right, so it came down nicely, then entered into a range. The range got broken to the top. You can see that high right there. It got broken with a nice breakout, right, pullback, then a continuation move. That move wasn't sustained. Price came back down. Okay, making this area here now a key level because it kept acting both as resistance there. All right, resistance there, support here. Even though when it came back down, it found some time. It took it some time to break below. All right, it finally did. It finally broke below with that candle right. You can see that momentum candle here finally broke below, and since then it has been moving sideways. Okay, and so at that point, at this point, the price came below. This pattern has now ended. All right, that has now come to an end. So we are now going to have this key level here. It's a key level because it has been holding price several times both as support and resistance. Then we're also going to have this one here. Just keep this, but now you see, this pattern has now come to an end. Like I said, price is now looking for a possibility of a new pattern. In the weekly time frame, the shorter time frame, you might have some channel formation here, all right, but that's not the ultimate pattern. In the monthly time frame, the overall pattern is yet to form. Okay, it will take some time. If we have to anticipate price, then we may have we may be looking at the possibility of a channel formation. So let me just take this, sorry about that. Let me just bring this here. Maybe looking at the possibility of a channel formation. Sorry, give me a minute. Right, just a patient. Okay, let me just set an alarm somewhere here. I'm just going to for my sake. Okay. Okay, sorry about that. I just had to make some corrections. All right, now I was talking about the possibility of a channel formation, that price might give us a channel in the monthly time frame. The sideways behavior is quite common, although the pattern is not clear yet. But if price gets any bounce, just like we are beginning to feel some potential bounces. Sorry, I need to get my lines more correctly. All right, so if we get some bounce here, okay, just like we have this here now, you see, as soon as this pattern came to an end, the lowest point became the most focal point and the highest point became the most focal point. So right now we have seen price push to the upside to test the up boundary, now back down. Are we going to get a confirmation from here? If we do get a confirmation, then the next point will be somewhere in there. All right, so we might be having a channel formation in the euro against the American dollar. If price gets a bounce off this area, it is likely going to push all the way to somewhere in here. Okay, but again, this has not been confirmed, and so you have to be extremely careful until we get the confirmation. For those in the live trading room, if we find any valid entry around here, we will let you know. Again, let's move into the weekly time frame. In the weekly time frame, we talked about this. Okay, we talked about this expanding triangle, okay, where price again has found support here and is taking sideways hesitant on that monthly level of support that we did drew. Okay, I hope you remember that level, that monthly level of support area. I am expecting some bounces from here up. Okay, I'm expecting some bounces. The entry is not quite clear. You need to be patient. The one here is to avoid hitting on your sell button, even though anything can happen, but you want to be very careful hitting on your sell button, as price is constantly being hesitant around that area, which is giving us some signals that price might be pushing to the upside. Okay, daily time frame. Well, daily time frame, nothing much to talk about. We saw the bounce just like we analyzed last week. We saw price reacting off that level and pushing to the upside. See, the technical chart is it's always the best. It is price action is king. If you understand price action, you should be able to know. All right, now this is a range. We're going to remain in this range. Well, in the long term, just like we have analyzed, the bias is more to the upside than it is to the downside. In the forward time frame, well, if I am to go long, as you can see here, price gave us some area here, right here, as resistance. Okay, before the breakout, you can see the breakout to the upside right here. If we get some pullback, it will be nice to now get involved going long around that area. Again, like I said, those in the live trading room will get the signal if we find an entry. Besides, pullback to this area might be hard if this price, if price here is really bullish. pullback might be had. At any rate, we'll see how we can get involved. All right, let's move on to the next one. The American dollar against the the Australian dollar against the American dollar. Now, this is the monthly time frame. Top bottom analysis here. From the monthly time frame, we have this area acted as resistance. We also had this here acted as support, also as support, until we are seeing some mutilation here around that level, and so that line was deleted. Now we are going to be concentrating on this area. Okay, we want to be seeing what's going on here. Moving to the weekly time frame, we can keep a line here. Let me keep this one. Weekly time frame, we can keep that level as support. Okay, you can see that right there, support. Price is already retesting that level. Also, we had this area here as resistance. Okay, now we're not going to pay attention to that. Now we are going to keep this support level. All right, then we can also keep an internal support zone that has been broken. I'm just going to bring a line in here. Okay, from this low, connecting those points. All right, that's it. Now that's an internal support. It got broken without any pullback. Straight price move to the next level of support. You want to be extremely careful hitting on your sell button against that level. This is a key level of support. If we find any valid reversal, we will be extremely happy to go long. Okay, so it's on our radar. We are following this very closely. In the daily time frame, you can see there was actually no pullback after that breakout. That's the level right here, no pullback at all. Now price is trading around support. You really do not want to go short against that level. Okay, all right, so that's it. Let's keep an eye in the weekly time frame. The next pair is the American dollar against the Swiss franc. Let's see the monthly time frame. In the monthly time frame, we already discussed this many times. The range is still there. The bias is more to the downside. That was established. We discussed that many times. In the weekly time frame, we also discussed the expanding triangle. All right, and I actually warned a lot of traders not to go short around that, not to go long around that area, thinking this is a level of support where price can bounce to the upside. You can actually see how price is now pushing to the downside. In fact, you should not even go long at this level. You should not go long because the long-term bias is to the downside. So oftentimes price just cruise through that level, makes a pullback, then keep pushing again. So at any rate, with the given long-term bias in the American dollar against the Swiss franc, you want to always look for short opportunities. If price pushes to that area, in fact, you want to look for short opportunities. Just keep looking for short opportunities. In the daily time frame, we shared this chart. We shared a chart like this when we're looking for the available pattern. I was actually looking for maybe some sort of a shoulder head shoulder pattern formation, but that actually failed. All right, shoulder head shoulder pattern formation, it failed with the breakout that we have there, confirming the fact that price is still absolutely bearish. Okay, all right, now so what next? This level is not important. We can keep this just connected from there to this point. We now have double level there. That's a bounce, this is another bounce. So this is an established support level. It is a key support level. You want to keep not to trade against. You don't want to go short against that level, even though this pair is bearish. Now what do we need to do? We need to keep searching for short opportunities only in the American dollar against the Swiss franc. If we get some pullbacks, which you always want to see, then we want to go short, targeting that area as our first profit target. So you need to keep your eyes on. Like I said, it's going to be interesting times ahead for us to trade. In the forward time frame, you can see how I actually sent a message on the Telegram channel where I gave a hint that somewhere around in here the price is likely going to make a turn to the downside. I gave a hint to all members, and shortly we saw how price crashed to the downside. Well, we didn't take that trade. It's part of what we missed. For this week, we are not expecting price to make some pullbacks. If we get that pullback to this area, if we do get price making any pullback to that soon, we'll be very happy and interested to take our short entry on the American dollar against the Swiss franc. All right, that's it. Let's move on to the next one, the Swiss franc against the Japanese yen. This is the monthly time frame. Well, I will just be very quick here to show you the pattern that we have. That level is established. Let's change that color to pink. Okay, you can see the bounces. You can see the bounce right here, another one here, another one here. Then we have this area acting as resistance. So we can also keep another level on that at that particular area. Okay, just a minute. Okay, all right, so that's it. Now we have a flat top triangle. That means the bias is still more to the upside in the Swiss franc against the Japanese yen. Possibly price is pushing to retest the upper boundary of that flat top triangle. The bias is to the upside. In the weekly time frame, what do we have? We have price respecting that area. Can see it right there, and also breaking free from let's keep this one here. Okay, that area, this one here has been messed up, broken up and down, so let me just keep two lines, one there, all right, then another one here. Okay, this is more of an area anyway, right there. It's more of an area. Now remember, the bias is to the upside, and so we are bullish here, looking for only long opportunities. In the daily time frame, what do we have? We have a trend, a nice trend, push up, sideways, push up, okay, a little sideways, push up again, pull back, maybe another push to the upside. Let's draw our trend line. We have a trend, an established trend. Change that level to red. All right, so that's it. If you also look into the 3 SMA trend filter, it is calling for a nice solid trend in the daily time frame. And so if you apply the 3 SMA indicator, you will see that price is actually trading around the dynamic area of support in this case, so a potential bounce area. Okay, now a little caution. What I am seeing is that there is no conclusive plan to push to the upside yet, so we need to be a bit patient. And again, it will be nice to allow price come all the way to the trend line before you begin to look for trading opportunities. Ultimately, I will rather want to wait for price to even come down somewhere in here. That is where I should be looking for my buy entry, because with the type of price behavior I am seeing here, I am thinking that we are going to have a range. Okay, a range somewhere around in here. So let's just, the overall direction remains to the upside. All right, but price is not likely to just push on straight to the upside. Anything can happen anyway, but for me, I would like to see a fall to somewhere in here. That is where I would like to take my buy entry in the Swiss franc against the Japanese yen. At any rate, we'll keep following to see what we get and how we can trade it. All right, let's look at the euro against the New Zealand dollar. This is an interesting pair. We just need to give this some attention. The euro against the sorry, just all right, the euro against the New Zealand dollar. Price is not doing badly. Okay, we're seeing a range. Okay, in the monthly time frame, we are seeing price giving us a range right here. Okay, all right, so this range can be in the weekly time frame, but the overall very long term pattern here is that we may also be having a channel. If you connect that low, let's change that color, then also connect these highs. Okay, that may be a very long-term price action pattern, where you see how we got the bounce here, another bounce here, swing down, swing up, swing down. Since then, it has been sideways, so we have some kind of sideways price action there. Again, in this pattern here, the momentum is more to the upside, so it will be better to keep searching for long opportunities. In the weekly time frame, what do we have? Let's see. All right, just let me see. Okay, so in the weekly time frame, we actually do have this high here as resistance, which has not been retested. We can keep that level resistance there. We also have this low here. Okay, double low right there. Okay, but again, I am anticipating some form of a price action here as a channel. Oops, I'm anticipating some channel. Let me change this color to something new. See, then this one here. Okay, maybe something like this. Oh, just keep it here. Okay. Let's be very precise. Let's draw exactly what we see and not what we want to see. All right, so this is what I am seeing here. Let me just delete these two for now, okay? But keep an eye on this confluence. Just know that there is a confluence point there with this bounce, that bounce coming around that area. Keep an eye on that confluence. It might be the optimal target for price to move into, okay? So just keep an eye there. Oh, what we have to do is just to remove this one. All right, so we have I am drawing it the way it is. I don't want to get it twisted. Just the way the bounces are. You can see the bounce there, here, here, another one here, here. Okay, now this is more of a fake breakout. It's a fake breakout. It came down as if it wants to keep pushing to the downside, immediately back up. A lot of traders have been left around here. They are now sitting in a loss. Price has taken a new direction, resume the channel formation, obviously pushing to the upside. Okay, now let's see the short term. Let's move on to the daily time frame. In the daily time frame, oops, okay, I lost my connection. Sorry about that. It's okay. We can move on. Now in the daily time frame, what do we have? We got that trend line that got damaged. You can see that bounce, this one here, it got damaged somewhere in there, so we are going to pull that one out, but I still want to use this line. Now in the daily time frame, you will see some form of harmonic bounces right here. I followed this pair throughout last week. Now what do you see here? I'm going to take out, anyway, you should know that that channel level is here. Okay, and the whole price action here is was the fake breakout. So now let's take out this level so you can get a clearer explanation of this. Now you can see how price kept retesting that level. Price kept retesting this area. You can see that before the breakout happened to the upside, and we got that nice fall, giving us some bounce right here, came back up, giving us another bounce right here, came back up, giving us another bounce right here before the breakout. Okay, so what have you seen? What type of pattern have you seen? This is a shoulder, this is a head, and this is a shoulder pattern formation. Now what do we need to see? We need to have a pullback to the breakout point somewhere in there. Then we can take a nice long entry, targeting, all right, targeting the from the neckline to the head, maybe that same equal distance again to the upside. Okay, so it's some form of nice trading opportunity waiting for us. All we need now is pullback, then we can see how we can piggyback again. Just keep an eye. Whatever happens, we will let those in the trading room know. Of course, we will be taking the trades together. Okay, all right, what else can I do I have to see here? Just okay, just sorry, let me bring back my lines to delete this one. I don't want to lose these important lines. Okay, so we are expecting the price to make a pullback here, right, before we can see we can have some nice entry. Finally, the Canadian dollar against the Swiss franc in the weekly time frame, sorry, in the monthly time frame, it is established here that price is sideways, no clear directional bias, but it tends to be heading to the downside towards support area. Okay, In the weekly time frame, you will see the price has actually broken. Just give me a minute to confirm something. Okay, price has broken a key level here. Oops. Okay, just some confirmation. All right, now price has given us some you can see higher swing lows right here. Okay, even though we had some from a flat top triangle there, price gave us some a trend there. That's the line to the upside. You can change that to blue. Okay, it got broken. That's a bounce. This is another bounce. It got broken solidly last week to the downside, so we should be looking for pullbacks and for continuation to the downside. In the daily time frame, I will actually like to follow this in the daily time frame. All I want to see is a pullback to somewhere in here. That's where I'll be looking for my short entries in the Canadian dollar against the Swiss franc. Okay, even in the 4 hours time frame. In the 4 hours time frame, you can see that push here, then the breakout. In fact, I was actually looking at that expanding triangle pattern, that market confusion. It was actually shared with members. All right, you can see the bounces up and down. Since the bias is to the downside, we finally got the breakout to the downside. So we should be expecting some pullbacks. From there on, we should be looking for further entries in the Canadian dollar against the Swiss franc. Okay. All right, so stay in the Telegram channel, in the live trading room. We're going to be sharing with you our various entries for the week. Hopefully this week we are going to make more profits. Thanks for being here. If you have questions or contributions, feel free, send them across to us and we'll be very happy to respond to them. Do have a profitable trading week. We'll talk again, hopefully by Monday. Bye bye.